Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 82 of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. We're going to pick two random SoulsBorne bosses, and then each of them will be given a pile of firewood to stack, and whoever stacks their firewood the fastest will be the winner. I have people that need this done for them, so this is a favor for me, more or less, but, you know, we got to do what we can for the people around us. I don't know that they'll be happy to have SoulsBorne bosses on their lawns, but, you know, you ask me for a favor and you get what you get, so, you know, it is what it is, so you're just going to have to deal with it. This little generator that I have created has almost 100 SoulsBorne bosses in it and some special spots, which has created a SoulsBorne Battle Royal at one point and a triple threat match at another point. The battlefield has been cleared and it can house any and all SoulsBorne bosses, as it has, just like I mentioned, in that Battle Royal. So we're going to stop this wheel and we're going to find out who the first participant is in SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. Black Dragon Calamite. Making their first appearance, I believe, in SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. One of the toughest bosses in all of SoulsBorne lore. And I know I've said that about a couple bosses, you know, Melania being one of them. But yeah, Black Dragon Calamite is a boss that everyone remembers. And yeah, definitely a tough one. But also an awesome boss, too. Calamite, I think, is a favorite boss of many people. And you can count me among them. I'm not looking forward... I don't know if I'm going to fight Calamite in my No Estus run. I don't know if that's a thing. I think Calamite... I haven't played Dark Souls Remastered a ton, so forgive me if I don't remember. Calamite's an optional boss. Am I not remembering that correctly? So if so, I may not, go out of my way to fight Calamite. I'm already not looking forward to fighting Ornstein and Smaug, so sorry. But yeah, Black Dragon Calamite. It is an honor and a privilege to have them in SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. So that is very cool. We are going to take this wheel for another spin. And now that I'm thinking it, it's not going to happen, but it would be amazing if we landed on Dragon Lord Placidusax. That would be freaking sick. That would be sick, but just because I thought it, it's not going to happen. So, we're going to let this wheel spin for another second or two, and then we're going to stop it, and we're going to see who the opponent is for Black Dragon Calamite. The one reborn from Bloodborne. An interesting fight, to be sure. I don't think I can say too much more without angering my legal department. So I am just going to shut my yap, and we are going to go to the contractually obligated bio. So let's have a look at Black Dragon Calamite. Black Dragon Calamite is a descendant of the primordial archdragons and was born with very different and interesting traits which made him unique from the other dragons of his kind. He possessed a single orange eye, for example, an ability to produce a high-frequency noise which made his captured targets twice as vulnerable to damage, and an obsidian hide that made him resistant not only to magic and fire, but also lightning, which is usually a dragon's primary weakness. Thanks to all these traits and his extraordinary strength, Calamite survived the extermination of the dragons by the lords during the war, and persevered during the Age of Fire. When the land of Ulthiel, however you pronounce it, was corrupted by the Abyss of Manus, Calamite took up residence in that area, and not even the strongest warriors of Anor Londo would screw with him. And can't really say that I blame him. And then one day, such as the case with so many different bosses in the SoulsBorne universe, a chosen undead or a hunter or, an ashen one stumbles into this boss's lair or dwelling or whatever it may be, and just decides to totally screw up their life and fights them over and over and over again until they die. And that's basically what happened to Black Dragon Calamite. And a legendary battle ensues, and this chosen one finally defeats this legendary dragon. You can obtain an obsidian greatsword if you cut off his tail, and you can also obtain, without a doubt, the worst, most useless prize you can ever obtain from defeating such a difficult enemy. Picture, if you will, fighting this boss over and over and over and over again with the sole intention of just defeating this one boss. It's all you want to do with your life. It could take hours. It could take days. You don't know. And on several occasions, you come so close. Just so close. But one mistake, or the game glitches, because Dark Souls gameplay is actually terrible, and it's just stolen away from you, and you're dead, and you have to start all over again. Until finally, one fateful try, finally you fell this boss. You beat him, and you're so overjoyed, you're overcome, like you can't believe it. And that's what makes these games so addicting, right? Like the perseverance, and it really is kind of addicting, to be honest with you. Just being able to push through and finally win. You finally win, right? Well, when you finally beat Black Dragon Calamite, your prize is a ring that doubles the damage you receive when you wear it. Doubles the damage you receive when you wear it. The worst prize ever in the history of video games. I have no words for this. I really don't. And they brought it back in later games. I have no explanation for this whatsoever. None. I don't understand it. But Black Dragon Calamite is an amazing boss, and a legend certainly worthy of being remembered. And I'm always happy to see Calamite pop up in SoulsBorne Battles to the Death. And I think there are certainly some interesting fights that we can muster up here as time goes on. But for right now, I think we just celebrate the majesty of Black Dragon Calamite, who is a beautiful dragon, by the way. And I should go on to point out that his legend does live on in Dark Souls 2 through the Dragon Knights, I believe they're called, in the Dragon Shrine. Yes, the Dragon Shrine. So their armor is made of the scales of Calamite, I guess. How they came across those, I have no idea. And the Calamity Ring, as I believe it is called, makes an appearance in Dark Souls 3 for whatever reason. So, yeah, Black Dragon Calamite, a lot of people remember him. And not only, like I said, is he a beautiful dragon, but it's a hell of a boss fight, and certainly one that, it's worth going out of your way to attempt and to defeat, and just to find a way, because so many of the bosses in these games are they're memorable, and I think Calamite stands up as one of those bosses that stands the test of time, I think, in the world of Dark Souls. And I think Calamite is as big and as memorable as any dragon that has ever come across our screens in any SoulsBorne game ever. Not much in the way of lore on the One Reborn either. It is the result of an unholy ritual from the people of Yharnam, or whoever took, I don't know. Someone in Yharnam tried to use the people of Yharnam in an experiment to create, to ascend from humanhood to the Great Ones. And the One Reborn was the final one, and that's what they came up with. At what point during the experiment do you, look at it and go, this isn't working, we're going to try something else? No, they decided to go all the way, and now they have this giant monstrosity in the middle of Yharnam. It's made up of grotesque, misshapen body parts, decayed body parts together, and there's a singular giant humanoid torso attached to the entire mass to control its being. So, yeah, it's not going to win any beauty contest, that's for sure. The One Reborn is certainly an interesting boss in the world of Bloodborne, and has his own, I think, unique type of difficulty. He is, or it is, or, I don't know the gender of the One Reborn, I apologize. But there are certainly a number of things that make it difficult. And like I said, it is a tough fight. However, this is Black Dragon Calamite we are talking about. And I don't see in any world, in any universe, I do not see the One Reborn giving Black Dragon Calamite any type of issue. Any type of issue in their fight. I do believe that Black Dragon Calamite walks away the victor in this fight. There may be a little bit of difficulty there for a little while. The One Reborn may be able to hold its own for a little bit. But I think that Black Dragon Calamite probably wins this fight in time for dinner, I think. Whatever dinner may be to Calamite, I have no idea. And I probably have no interest in finding out. But the bottom line is I'm fairly certain that Black Dragon Calamite walks away the victor. But that is just my opinion. Feel free to leave yours in the comments. And with that, yet another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death draws to a close. RobertBlanchardBooks.com. If you're interested in the award-winning Roar of a Dragon series, you can win the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. Just so you guys know. If you'd like to hear more about them, the Rise of Dragons podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. My Linktree, my Instagram, my Twitter, all Bobby's World 2110. Mondays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Dark Souls Remastered No Estus run that's going on right now. This past episode, I basically run out of things to do in the Demon Ruins, and I have to find other things to do. So I guess you're going to have to watch to find out what exactly is that I do. I do decide to take on a giant beast, so that might be worth checking out. And back in the archives, I have the Elden Ring No Crimson Flask run, I have the Sekiro No Healing Gourd run, I have the Dark Souls 3 No Estus run, and I have the Dark Souls 3 No Level Up run, and a whole host of other things. So if you want to go back and check that out, do so if you are interested. And Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is SoulsBorne Battle to the Death, where I pick 2 random SoulsBorne bosses. I don't know why I'm explaining this, you just watched it. So yeah, there you have it. You just watched SoulsBorne Battle to the Death, so I don't have to tell you what it is. There are a couple new Bobby's World Hunger Games that are up right now, 26 and 27, if you want to check those out. I say new, they're from a few weeks ago, so you want to check those out if you're interested. And the Your Father Story videos are up. Number 4 went up, I think, last week. So you want to hear a little bit more about me and who I am as a person and what I'm telling my boys about life. Questions that they may not think to ask, check that out if you want to watch more of a vlog type thing involving me and my life. So you can learn a little bit more about me that way. I think my life has been an interesting one, shall we say. So, yeah, that's all up there for you if you are interested. Leave a like, subscribe, notifications, and all that crap. I love and appreciate you guys. I very much appreciate the love and support. I've talked quite a bit about the growth on the channel, and that means the world to me. And my life, I think, is only going to get busier in the coming months. So I'm going to do my best to keep things up and just push forward like I always do. So yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say about it. But the love and support just makes it that much easier to do what I love. And I do love doing this, and I love my writing, and I love all that stuff. I love creating, and I love being able to share it with you guys. So, yeah, it all kind of makes it worth it. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say to you guys. I guess at the end of this episode of SoulsBorne, it battled to the death. So I hope you guys have an amazing week. Be well, stay safe, and as always, it's Bobby's World, and you're all just living in it. See y'all Eve alive, y'all. Bye.
Hey, boss.
Yes, Courtney.
Mrs. Anderson called. She wanted to order several copies of your books for family and friends.
Oh, that's amazing. Get some ordered, have them sent over to me, and I will sign them for her. I really appreciate it if you could do that for me.
I didn't know you were an author.
You did. Courtney, you've been with me for like 2 years now, and we've talked about it fairly constantly, and there's an ad at the end of every one of these videos.
Well, that doesn't mean that I listen to everything you tell me. Are the books any good?
Well, readersfavorite.com said that its intensity rivals that of the Game of Thrones series. I know, that's pretty crazy, but that's exactly what it says. It's on the Cry of a Raven review. Go check it out.
Well, that's pretty cool. What are the books about?
It's about a soldier who gets exiled for saving a baby dragon, and later he's killed, and he wakes up 3,000 years later with strange powers, and he's watched over by the very same dragon, and the world has been overrun by evil, and he now must travel back in time to stop the evil that started in his own home country.
Wow, that sounds interesting. How can I get copies of the books?
Well, you can go to robertblanchardbooks.com and order your copies there. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. And if you want to hear more about them, you can listen to the Rise of Dragons podcast.
You have a podcast too?
You know what, Courtney? You are doing such an amazing job that I think you are due for a raise. How does that sound?
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Thank you, boss.
You bet. Too bad the raise is going to be when I raise a water balloon over her head and just... Maybe I'll wait until her mom calls. I think she'll find that pretty funny. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com right now and get your copies of the series that got 3 5-star reviews from readersfavorite.com, 3 Author Shout Recommended Reads Awards, and 2 Literary Titan Silver Awards. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free, read more reviews, short stories, and much more. And if you want to hear more about them, you can listen to the Rise of Dragons podcast wherever you find your favorite podcasts.